This is a TalkStation original podcast.
On this week's episode of Senior Moment, we talk with Kisha Williams from the Leon Mann Jr. Enrichment Center about the benefit of socialization in the senior community. It all starts right now on Senior Moment.
Welcome back to another episode of the Senior Moment. And this week I'm really excited. We have Kisha Williams, who is the director of the Leon Mann Jr. Enrichment Center, also known as the Senior Center here in Morehead City. What we want to focus on today is really how senior centers are able to assist the elderly who are still living at home and how they can provide that socialization that sometimes becomes lacking as a person ages. And so welcome to the show this week, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So as a person ages, I know a lot of times I go specifically to my family and grandparents, and what we found is they were very lucky in that they were very involved both in their church as well as at their tennis club, and they would be at the tennis club every day, and that was where they got their socialization. But on my other grandmother's side, she was very involved in the senior center up in Bangor, Maine. I'll plug our hometown, but they had so many different opportunities. And again, this is also aging myself, but for Graham, they were learning how to use computers when she started joining the senior center, and would come home and she'd talk all about how they were playing on the computers and learning how to turn them on at that point. But it was always such a great experience for her. So what do you guys like to do at the senior center? How does it incorporate, and what do you have to offer?
Well, before I tell you all what we have to offer, I do like to give a little statistics out. In North Carolina, we are one of 171 senior centers who serve more than 148,000 people. We are providing education, exercise, nutrition, socialization, enrichment, and recreation programs that enhance lives and hopefully alter positive health outcomes. So that's what we do. So that's who the Leon Mann Jr. Enrichment Center is. For us locally, we see about maybe sometimes 250 per day, non-duplicated. Now, that's my old Parks and Recreation term, non-duplicated participants. But we do have a lot of members that find what is their niche, and we like that. We have, in the facility alone, we have a library, we have a billiards room, we have a fitness room that has cardio equipment, dumbbells, and some cable machines as well. We have multi-purpose classrooms. In these classrooms, you can find a poker game. You can find lots of bridge, exercise activities. We do have a health and wellness coordinator that has evidence-based programming. So we are really focused on socialization and hopefully curbing loneliness.
That's a lot. So, how large is the team that you work with to provide all of these services to our local population?
We have 7 full-time employees and 3 part-time employees that we are a small crew. But I have to say, even though you may have other departments from the county come here, we have the best department within Carteret County.
I'll say no comment on that, just in case we do have other but for the moment, right now, oh yes, I agree entirely. But so you're offering a lot of services, and we say a senior center. What's the age?
If you notice, even though we're referred to as the senior center, sometimes older adults do not appreciate the term or label senior. So we like to go with participant, or even in our name, we are the Enrichment Center. So just because someone is aging doesn't mean that they are fragile or we have to handle them with care. No, these are older adults who are experienced and retired professionals or still working professionals who have a lot to offer our community, and we are able to house them, not house them, but host them, because we like to call it their own little private, well, not private because it's public, country club. We do not have a pool.
And how many years of experience on this earth do you have to have in order to be able to participate in your programs?
You only have to be the age of 50. And let me tell you why that is because we live in Carteret County. Carteret County government, our commissioners and county managers are invested in our older adults. Because we have county funding, we do not have to rely totally on government grants or the state or that kind of funding, because that puts a 60 and older qualification for eligibility. But being that it's county funded, we're able to lower the age to 50.
Wow. I'm almost there. I'll be able to join y'all soon enough.
Well, and you know what? You don't have to spend all day there. You can come just for whatever you want to come. So if you want to come on your lunch break and utilize the fitness room, or if you want to come because we have a special event and we do know how to throw some really fabulous shindigs. So we do karaoke. Sometimes you may or may not be able to find us on Facebook with some footage of that. So we have a good time, but we also meet the needs. So we do have, like you say, resources. So we have our Congregate Nutrition, which is our program where individuals are able to come and have lunch Monday through Friday. You do have to be age 60 to be eligible. We also, if you need a ride, we are able to offer our transportation program where we subtract with CCATs, and they pick you up from your home and bring you to the facility, and then pick you up from the facility and return you back home sound and safely. And then we also too have what's called home delivered meals. We are not Meals on Wheels, but we are similar. Well, we have our own program where we rely on volunteers who are able to get at least, we have 32 participants that live in their homes and are homebound, and they are, we have a group of volunteers that deliver Monday through Friday, 3 routes each day, 5 days a week.
Wow.
And that's just some of the resources that we have, and then we'll go into some other ones.
Certainly. So, Lynn, do you think if I start disappearing for the afternoon at the senior center that we could call that marketing?
We'll see about that.
It just sounds like there's so much interesting. All right, sounds good to me. So,
there you go.
Just jumping in on that last comment that you were talking about, the nutrition component. How do you get involved in receiving that or getting the food delivered to you, and if you were interested or if you need it?
Well, the need is if you're homebound. Now, I am sympathetic with older adults and people who have experiences where they do not feel comfortable leaving their home, but aren't the homebound that we are requiring it to be. So before I go into, I'm going somewhere with this.
All right. We'll let you run with it.
If that's the case, then what we do offer is programming where we are focused on fall prevention. So we do have what's called Bingo Size. That is a mixture of bingo and fall prevention tips and solutions. So we do offer that program, and also to our Arthritis Foundation exercise class is also able to help with when it comes to fall prevention, even though it says arthritis, but it helps with flexibility, endurance, and also it has a relaxation component to that. So I say all of that to say that rethink of what you consider of homebound, because homebound, you may not be exactly homebound. You may just be fearful. And we recognize and we acknowledge your fear. But if you come and take a tour, and we can have a staff member let you know when these activities and programs take place. But if you are truly homebound, we do have the home delivered program, and we do have a program superintendent who is in charge of doing that intake and doing that screening. So you just give us a call, 252-247-2626.
How do you determine if somebody's truly homebound or not?
We do a assessment. We have to do a home assessment.
Okay.
And if they do not meet the qualification or the eligibility for that, then we give them other resources to do. And Meals on Wheels is one of them for our community too. Information and referral.
Now, you mentioned for our senior center, our enrichment center, it's 50 years old.
Yes.
But it sounds like if somebody's listening that isn't in this area, many of the senior centers, because of funding, it would be for 60 and above. And if you're younger than that, you might want to reach out to your local senior center and find out if that's the case.
Correct.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and we will take a break, and then I want to listen and hear more about some specific things that are going on at the Leon Mann Center, and can tell us all about what you've got coming up and a typical week.
Hi, this is Lynn Schultz at Carteret Landing. We invite you to visit our beautiful assisted living community. Carteret Landing pairs exceptional, compassionate senior care with the stylings of a resort. Our beautifully appointed suites, common areas, and bright and engaging memory care neighborhood can provide you or your loved one with the quality living they deserve. Carteret Landing is in Morehead City, right behind the Friendly Market. Come by and see us today or call for your personal tour at 252-773-0980.
Hi, this is January Brown with Eastern Carolina Council, Area Agency on Aging, and you're listening to Senior Moment.
Welcome back to this week's episode of The Senior Moment, and we have Kisha Williams, who is director of the Leon Mann Jr. Enrichment Center, aka the Senior Center here in Morehead City. And of course, I forgot to say it earlier, but we also have Lynn Schultz, who is always on the show with me, and I can't believe that I did not introduce her for the first half.
That's okay. That's right. I'm here and glad to be here with Kisha. That is for sure.
So Kisha, I want to get more specific as to our senior center, our enrichment center, and learn more about what you specifically have to offer, not just what any senior center across the nation might be able to have, but for some of our local people that are listening to our podcast, what's a typical week at the senior center? Actually, you were talking before about Medicare or Medicaid or Medicare Part D, whatever. We were talking a lot.
That's my cue. Okay.
That is your cue. You roll with it here.
Please, Kisha, take it from here.
So what I was mentioning is actually it's called SHIP, and that is the Senior Health Insurance Information Program, and it is a division of North Carolina Department of Insurance. And what that is we have 4 trained counselors within our facility who gives information about open enrollment in Medicare Part D, which is your prescription plan. Also, we are coming up on our what's called Medicare,
I put that in your head. I'm sorry.
Medicare open enrollment period is October 15th through December the 7th. And if you do not take away anything else that I've said today, is if you're 65 and older and have a prescription Part D plan, you need to make an appointment with one of our counselors to compare your plan for the upcoming 2024. Oh my goodness.
It's coming closer and it's coming fast.
Yes, 2024. So what you want to do is make an appointment and compare the plan to make sure that you have the correct plan moving into the new year, because plans do change and sometimes there are better options. But what you will get from us is a non-biased, not a sales representative trying to get in your pocket, but give you the correct information so you can make an informed choice.
Okay, so do you have examples? I've heard in the past examples of how much money you have saved individuals.
Well, last year we saved, and actually it wasn't last year because what their reporting does is 2 years. So 2021, we were $87,000 with that we saved our. It's called beneficiaries when it comes to Medicare, and that's when they came in. That's how much of a difference we made and saved for the year.
That's huge.
Are these appointments hard to get, or is
They
it?
are. They're hot off the press. So October 1st, we do take phone calls and appointments for these few month and a half because they do go quickly.
What a great service! That's
It is.
wonderful,
It is.
and to
It is
save
great service.
$87,000, holy smokes!
Correct.
Right.
So also too, and I just have to put a plug too because it's one of our funding sources. SMP, that is Senior Medicare Patrol, and that is to prevent Medicare fraud and to protect your Medicare.
That's really important. That's something that we will definitely need to highlight. But everybody knows me that I'm really more into the fun stuff.
Okay.
So now that we got the important stuff out of the way, what is a typical week like at the senior center? What can people come and join you in doing?
Mondays, you can join us. We have Arthritis Foundation exercise classes twice a day. We also have what's called Flexercise. And Flexercise, Senior Sing are two activities that are led by one of our volunteers. Miss Elizabeth is 95 years old. She does Senior Sing and Flexercise 3 times a week. She has at least 15 people waiting to do her class. And when it comes to Senior Sing, check our Facebook. They do a fantastic job. She does a fantastic job. And that's just one way to say that you can find your niche. And if you have something to offer, we take volunteers. If you want to start up a new program, if you have an interest, if you have a book club, if you have something that you would like to start up, I'm not opposed to that. Now I have to get back on task because I can go on a tangent. But also too, throughout the week, you can try check our Twisted Sisters. Twisted Sisters is a crocheting group that meets twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have at least 4 different bridge clubs that meet. We have Woo Ball. Of course, we have bingo. We do have Bible study, stretch-a-size, Tai Chi, chair yoga, floor yoga, Happy Feet walking club. And what we also too, because it's important to hear from the participants. We have 2 opportunities for them to give us feedback. One is called Senior Voice. Senior Voice is when they get to hear a report or highlights or updates from each staff member, and then they can ask any questions that they may have of that particular staff member. And then we have what's called Kickback with Kisha. Kickback with Kisha. I'm Kisha, the director. So the participants I'm able to give them a report of what I'm working on and what I found out in the community on their behalf. And then also too, they can share their concerns with me. And it's very informal. We have a lot of fun. So Kickback with Kisha looks like a little bit of information and maybe some other things.
Now, you all don't do just the daily activities. It sounds like you have some special events that you put on as well. Can you tell us a little about special events?
Some special events. We do all the holidays. We have a special event. So we do have a Halloween party and celebration coming up on the 31st. So wear your costumes. Also, too, we have a Friday night dance, and that is on the first and third Fridays from 7 to 10, and we do have a DJ. We have poker lessons, we have mahjong, we have another special event. Our Veterans Day is one of our biggest attended observance that we do put on. So Cindy Blizzard is our activities director, and we usually have the Marine Band come and perform. That's just some of the special events that we do offer. Also, too, when it comes to programming, we do have programming within the community. We are down east 3 times a week. Shalonda Young is our health and wellness coordinator. So she does the Tai Chi and Arthritis Foundation exercise class on Tuesdays and Fridays, Atlantic area and the Bridge down east. And on Thursday, she's at Grace Presbyterian in Beaufort as well. So if you look into stay within your community, we do have some outreaches in the Down East area. And check us on Facebook. You can check us on the county website. We have our schedule, newsletter, and lunch menu.
Well, you mentioned volunteering. So you accept volunteers. Do you have to be of an age to be able to participate in the Enrichment Center to be able to volunteer there?
No, you do not have to be a certain age. We do vet. I'm going to take care of my older adults. Okay? So you can't just be anybody coming off the street who are trying to take advantage and solicit the funds of older adults. So you would have to fill out. We do have a screening process that we use for you to tell us what you would like to volunteer and how it's going to enrich our older adults.
And then you also mentioned sponsors. Do you also take donations from the community?
We do take donations from the community, and we have a wonderful nonprofit, Friends of Aging, and we happen to have our chair, Lynn. And what Friends of Aging does is they are very impactful for our older adults who are homebound, and also they're gracious enough to sometimes contribute to the senior center or the Enrichment Center too. So we do appreciate them. So if you donate to the Enrichment Center, it can be earmarked whatever you would like it to be, and then we'll put it in our nonprofit. Or if you're a participant in a service like wellness classes, congregate nutrition, home delivered meals, you're able to what's called consumer contribution. So the grant requires us to give you an opportunity to give back to the program that you're utilizing, but it does not affect your eligibility if you do not contribute or donate.
All right. So really quick, can you tell us a story about somebody who participates in the senior center?
Sure. Just last week, we did Senior Voice. And after Senior Voice, a participant got up, and I was in the hallway, and she said that she would like to pull me to the side and she would like to talk to me in private. Sometimes as a director, your little horns go up because you never know what that conversation is going to be. But this time, it was not to complain or to state an issue. It was to actually give gratitude and gratefulness for how becoming a member and attending the Enrichment Center has changed and saved their lives, because they were headed down a dark place and we pulled them out, and they really appreciate the staff and the activities and what we do offer, and how we do offer a place that is welcoming and non-biased, and just we are their family away from home. We really are. And we take pride in that. All of our staff, again, I got to go back to my staff. They're 100% vested and have the best interest of our older adults. And we all go above and beyond our job descriptions and duties.
Well, thank you for coming on this week. So if you're listening, if you want to participate in some of these amazing activities, then please reach out to Kisha at the...
I'll give you a private tour myself.
If you're looking to volunteer or if you're looking to donate, please reach out. The number there is 252-247-2626. Thank you so much for everything that you do. For those who are not listening in this area, what's the best way to find their local senior centers?
The best thing to do is go through your county, or you can try your AAA, that's your area agency on aging. That's the best starting point, but the county local level, and then you can start your clicking there. Phone calls or click.
Well, again, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lynn.